Distillery were absolutely massive back in the day. You only have to look at some of the old photographs as well from Grosvenor Park when you saw the crowds and everything. It was just sensational. Such a proper rich history. You know, there's a lot of clubs in the Irish League would love to have that. Certainly growing up in Lisburn, had some famous nights, some famous European nights, famous players down the years. It was the first club I ever reported on as a journalist as well, and I know so many of the people are still at the club, some really, really good people still there, and they're working night and day to try and get the club back to where they hope it can be. Look, they've got a very promising young manager. You know, Barry Johnson knows football inside out, he knows footballers inside out, and that's probably more important. I like the fact that he's taken a bit of a gamble going to the Whites, because he knew it was going to be tough for several years. He's taken a chance, he's trusted in his own ability. I also applaud Distillery for taking a chance on a very young manager. I think they hope that someone with his profile would be able to bring some players to the club, and eventually again I think that will happen. If they can trust in what Barry Johnson's doing, you know, I would like to think they can move up the table eventually. There's not going to be success overnight, there's going to be hard days to come, but if they can trust the process under Barry Johnson, hopefully they can get back to where they want to be, because potentially they can still do something.
Three teams, if you ever lose it, well.
It's a big club, a good opportunity. I know it's had its troubles, had its hard times, and hopefully we can make it work, because it deserves to be, you know, a league or two higher. Fantastic history of the club, you know, obviously from its time at Grosvenor and then moving up to New Grosvenor out in Lisburn. There's plenty of history and they have had a bit of success, but again, for one reason or another, the club has went the way it's went.
And then I know Janty very well, so as soon as he called and asked me to come in, there was no second thought. Like, I was straight here, and so I've been enjoying it so far. Like, it's been a tough start this season, but we're plugging away, and so we'll get there. Like, the size of Distillery and where they've been before, you know, they're a massive club, like, and I know Barry will take it places. He's a top manager. We've had a couple of big games in the cups and stuff. Got to play the Glens and Larne and a couple of good tests. The league probably hasn't went the way we wanted, but I think we knew it was going to be a tough enough season. You know, when Janty came in, there was only 2 players more or less left. So he's put a team together from scratch, and we're a really young side. I think with an average age of probably about 21, 22 most weeks, if even that. So we knew it was going to be a tough season, but in fairness, everyone's still here 2 nights a week plugging away. So it's been tough, but it's been good too, because it's everyone's working in the same direction.
I've come up when I was a bit green, you know, in regards of what way teams play. It's a very tight league, it's a physical league. There's not much in every game. On any given day, anyone can beat anybody. But our league, the Irish League, you know, it's renowned for 50-50s and, you know, rolling your sleeves up and that type. But there are certainly quality players.
Maybe 3-4 boys have probably played first team football before. So it's a massive learning curve this year. It'll probably stand everyone in good stead going forward, because they'll learn more from this season than anything they have before in development football and things like that. So even though it is tough and you're maybe not winning every week, they're probably learning more than they've learned in any team they've been at. So there'll be a good learning curve for the whole team, me included. Obviously he's still only 21, and it's a big year for everybody.
a tough game, like every game in this division. There's no easy ones, and you know, we're expecting kind of what we've got all season. You know, it'll be a good competitive game, and hopefully today we can just eliminate those small mistakes that are costing us. Listen, it's still no excuse. Results haven't been good enough, and certainly not for what I want, and certainly not for what our fans deserve, to be honest with you, because they've been brilliant from day one. Buzzing in there, everyone's happy. I think we managed the game brilliantly. We adapted the conditions better than Port Stewart, and you know, we deserved the 3 points, if I'm being honest with you.
You can see the difference when we compete for 90 minutes for every ball, first and seconds. It's night and day. We went right to the end, and you get a goal like that. It's a deflected goal, but that just comes from just hard work, just getting just doing the nitty gritty. We get a conversation every day Tuesday for about the last 6 months, so hopefully go home a different fella. But that's it. It's, you know, you wait all week for it. So when you come here and get 3 points whole way down here, everybody's buzzing.
Before the Queen's game, and another tough game, they're doing well this season again, and they're really trying to push up the league as well. So just need to go again. Hopefully we can take this result and give us a bit of confidence and try and get another one.
We're like a team in there. Everybody's buzzing, music on, everybody's just enjoying it. So we'll enjoy the bus trip back and kick on again. Hopefully that's us putting a wee run together now and start putting on points on the board. That's a latte. That's French vanilla. No,
That's a French latte.
it's probably one of the older looking grounds I've been at and stuff, and it's a very historic club. Like the club lives and breathes its history because of what's been.
Someone they'd be like, I play for the Whites. The Whites? You play for the Whites? Like everyone always knows them, and it's just, see when they say who you play for, and you're like, Lisburn Distillery. Is that the Whites? And you're like, aye. You're like, they were there back in my day.
When you're teams where you're winning every week and you know you're pushing for promotion or whatever, you're coming on a Saturday and it's just, you have to get 3 points. You have to get 3 points. So when you're maybe not on as good a run and you are only getting 3 points here and there, you appreciate it more, and it does give you a wee boost, like, definitely. Confidence, more than anything. Definitely gives you confidence to take into the week after, because when you're on a bad run and you get into a rut, you're kind of, how do we get out of this? How do we get out of this rut? But whenever you kind of get a win, it gives you that bit of belief that you can go on and get points, and you can put points on the board, definitely.
I signed Distillery last year, was it? When under Johnny Clapton, which I had the heart attack. So I was out for 8 months after the heart attack, and then I only started coming back in there, and then obviously Janty took over. Yeah. That's
like on the pitch or
training. It was a training. I was completely fine for like 2 hours training. Played like a wee dopey 8v8 game at the end. Just felt like a stitch, and I was walking backwards, and I was like, what's this about? Mum and stepdad all in the car outside the ground. They were like, something wrong with him? I was like, no. I was like, just collapsed in the bed. Just collapsed. Woke up, threw up, knocked out again. Next minute, in hospital. I was in hospital over New Year's and everything like that. Out for the next 7 to 8 months. So wasn't the best. Like, there wasn't even allowed to walk, wasn't allowed to drive, wasn't allowed to do nothing. And then I got last July there, I got the all clear to be like, you know, you're allowed to go back to competitive sport. Like, so it was actually down to having COVID for the second time, because when I was training they said I had COVID while I was training. It caused my heart stress. and it just caused a tear at the bottom of my heart.
Jesus.
And leaked all the fluids. So that's what I said. See, from coming back, I was terrible for months upon months. Like, but I had no confidence in playing whatsoever. Like, I was breaking it every single time I felt a bit of pain. I was like, nah, I'm not playing no more. Like, but
that's what I said to you. Like, from you came back, just you're good enough. You can see it in training, and then you weren't just taking it in the games, and it's just confidence. Because you're good enough, and like, whenever you can see the difference in you, like on the pitch, 1,000,000%.
See, I laugh back at it now, like, but at the time I was scared. Like, that's what I said. Like, it's weird because I'm only 20 now. You see, I was 19 at the time. Football's my life. Like, I commit to this people. No way. See, if I didn't have football, like, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. Honestly, it's like as everyone says, it's like, see, when you go on even training, when you're training for an hour and a half, and you're playing on a Saturday, like, you don't think about anything else. Like there's nothing else comes to your head but, well, for me, score a goal and get the 3 points. But nah, if I didn't have football, honestly, I'd be lost big time. Like, I'm there to choose football over my family at points, like, but when I say that, because you're sitting over there.
Where's Rob get these balls?
What? Feeling the luck today.
Queen's are on a good bit of form and on a good run, so we hope we can just put in the kind of performance we did last week. You know, an aggressive, dogged, playing on the front foot, making good decisions type of performance, and hopefully it gives us a good positive result. Team, that's probably the perfect word, is team. They played as a team last week, no individuals, no one had to be carried, everyone, you know, stuck to the job, helped the mate out beside them, and they all pulled together, and that looked at as a positive result. So yeah, probably I would say just a good team performance.
Well, today? Really good, mate. You thought it's true. Where's it?
Families involved in at least 120 years, probably more. My grandfather got involved, father and myself, and this is every Saturday, you know. We need points on the board, and that's the bottom line. Need points on the board, and that's it, because if they get out of this league, I don't know what they're going to do.
The ball's going out to do the action! Oh, come on! Right from the start! First and second ball! Come on!
Nothing stupid. Early doors.
Lisburn Distillery on Queens. Come on, the Kings! Get into the Queens!
This is it.
Stay on the line! Information, please.
I'm a club statistician and historian, so I've got a great interest in the history of the whole place. I first started supporting it in 1966 think it was. And it was just one of those things. The other man was a blue man, he wanted to go to the match, couldn't go to the match because his dad wouldn't let him go on his own, so I went with him. Knew nothing about football. Ended up cheering on the other team, happened to be Distillery at Grosvenor Park. And then the following week went back and watched them again, so we watched them ever since. It's just been there for so long, you know, it's a pity it's where it is at the moment, that we're just sort of hanging on to the big time here at the minute, you know, but there's a vibrant history all the way back. I think we're looking solid enough. It's a bit of a bumpy pitch there in parts sort of thing, but I honestly think we'll get this.
I've been following the Whites since the late 40s, about 1949, thereabouts. My first match. This club has been the supporters really through ups and downs, and more downs than ups in recent years. You know, they've maintained a level of support. If they can tighten up in their defence, get their passing right, take their chances, I think we could get something out of the game.
This is what you train hard for all week. It's the games you release on a Saturday, and you know it really does make your weekend. You know, I can go home now happy, in a good mood. Away from the kids, they'll see a happy daddy tonight with a couple of beer on them, no doubt. But it makes your weekend, it makes your week. The board sat down at the start of this year and we just set a target of safety, because we literally, like I said, we had 2 players, possibly 3. And certainly as the season goes on, if we can get higher up the table, the higher we finish, the better. You know, and then obviously we're setting a good foundation here for players next season. So that's what we're focused on, just staying safe. We're not getting too ahead of ourselves. It's only 2 wins in a row, so you know it's been a long time coming, and we'll keep grounded.
Real, outstanding, super.
You come in probably as massive underdogs again. Obviously we haven't been on the best of runs, got 3 points last week, but unbelievable. I think we showed a side of us that we haven't showed all season. Just that be able to just dig in, just see games out, and you know, even if you're playing at that point, you know, maybe you're looking at 1 each, but with the quality we have now, we know we can always score. So it was just stay in the game, stay compact, which we did. We were absolutely super.
Didn't even score a goal, and I think I was allowed to celebrate now. It's the feeling of it. It's just, you don't want to come into the change rooms and stand in the showers and look at each other going, we got beat and all that there. So when you're coming out with a win, like, it's the fans as well. Fair play to the fans, because I've never seen a more bunch of loyal fans. Even on away games, they come up and watch the games, and it's an unbelievable feeling. Like.